Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining and spending your lunch hour with Trevor and myself. Okay, so as I've just said, it's Trevor and myself that is hosting this session today. Hopefully, you will have had some interaction with one of us. And if you can't remember that, we need to up our game and be a little bit more memorable. So I'm going to kick off today by going through some of the changes. But before we do, we will just move forward and do some housekeeping. Um, it's a 30-minute session. It could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more, depending on how quick I whiz through this. It's my first in, what, God, over a year and a half after having a year out on maternity leave. But I'm now back. Oh, I moved over too quick there. So you can share any questions as we go throughout. We'll cover those at the end during the Q&A that we save at the end of this. And it will be recorded and sent to you. It will also go on our YouTube channel. So if you wanted to go there to find this afterwards, that's absolutely fine as well. So the agenda is Sugar 25.1, quick recap of Enterprise 14. We'll then move over to a live Sugar Automate. You may have previously known this as Customer Journey, and then a Q&A. It may have thrown you when you've seen 25.1 and you may have been there thinking, God, where's the last 11 upgrades gone? This is just the way Sugar are now aligning their releases. They're aligning it to the year that they're releasing. So this is the first release during the quarter, so it's 25.1. And then in Q4, when it's released in October, it'll be 25.2. And then moving forward to next year, 26, and so on. Nothing too major, but it does make sense. So if we go through to some of the main release features that have been released that do jump out at myself, I'm a big Sugar advocate, big Sugar user. I love the studio side of things. So one thing that I did think was brilliant was the account interactions tab. So we essentially have a roll up of the last call and meeting in one clear field, a date field, displayed on the accounts module. Brilliant. It allows users to last see when they accounts or contacts were touched. This does also pull through to reports and the list view as well. So if you wanted to say, show me all of the accounts that the last interactive date is before, I don't know, say the 1st of March, you'll be able to see who hasn't been touched and be able to go through and create a calls list. So I think that's great. Console and search sorting. So we're now able to exclude duplicate entries from the rows and columns report. Again, a great addition. I hope this comes to other reports in later releases as well, because at the moment this is only on rows and columns. But again, it does help me in my day-to-day, so hopefully it'll help you guys as well. Then we have the package builder and deployer. This is probably my most favorite part of the release. We're now able to migrate changes from your sandbox or your UAT system over to your production instance easily. So this should save bags of time. I know it does save me some time. I've been playing around with it over the last few weeks and I think it's game changing. So hopefully some of you will build your POCs that you showcase to management or whatever regarding new processes in Sandbox, test it, make sure it's all okay, and then you're easily able to migrate it over rather than spending all of the hours that you've done recreating that in production. Another update is the floated icon button. That has literally changed the look and feel, so it's just to keep in keeping with SugarCRM's latest refresh on the UI. We then have the enhanced forecasting. This is for Premier users and it's now available in the UK. So that's a very welcomed addition to some of our Premier users here. And then we move over to some of the features within Discover. So they have now added focus draws to Discover. I really love using this within CRM. So it's a welcome change in the Discover add-on, as well as the chart colors. These have also been enhanced to keep with CRM updates. So the charts are now also updated to match the same graph colors as the CRM reports for some of the drop-down fields. Okay, I have talked lots. So I'm going to jump into a brief demonstration and just show you a couple of things, where to find them within CRM. So if I just flick to my demo system, So we're on the accounts screen here, the accounts view, and you can see the last interaction field. This is available in list views and reports. So again, it's really good to pull the granular information to see who we haven't been speaking to. It's essentially just a roll up of the last call and the last meeting. So every time a user marks a call as held or a meeting as held, this date should populate. You also have focus draws within the interaction field as well. So you can get a brief preview of what was discussed on that last interaction. If I just show you it within list view here, so you can say the last interaction was more than 90 days ago, or you can say show me where it was before and then select your date. So I think that's really good. It does help with the customer interaction, keeping that conversation going, also potentially following up opportunity deals with customers as well. The next one I have to show you is just a very brief, short one. It's the checkbox within the rows and columns reports. So here, if I just select a rows and columns report within the system, I'm not gonna build a report. You'll see that my skills aren't up to scratch if I did that. If I just go into this report here, hit edit, and you'll find this checkbox in the report details tab. And it's literally just this little checkbox here to show distinct results. If you select that, that means no duplicates will pull through to that report. Again, a really good welcome change. I just hope that it comes to other reports such as summation of details moving forward, but we shall see. So the last thing I'm going to show you, which is my favorite, is the ability to be able to pull changes from your sandbox to production. So you must be an admin, of course, to do this. So we'll go to the admin section. If we scroll down to the developer tools, we will select package builder and deployer. When we are in here, we are able to see the categories that we want to pull our changes from. So if you don't need to pull from dashboards or language, etc., you can click out of this. So for the sake of this demo, I am going to take dashboards out. I'm going to take language out because I'm not going to bring any of those across. I'm going to hit get customizations and it'll go and retrieve all of that for me. And then I'm going to hit close. When I am done, I'm going to go to customization, and then here we'll see any roles, process definitions, fields, relationships, all related to the modules that I've just selected there. So in the drop downs list, if I hit my new fields, so these are all custom fields that is being pulled through. So I'm going to hit hairstyle, hair color. If I go over to fields, you can also select whether you want to bring them from the accounts module or the contacts. You can filter search this. So if I just bring through hair color, hairstyle, and any layouts, so you can bring across the whole base layout if you wish to as well. So if I hit contacts, again, you've got the relationships, etc., reports, but that's all I'd like to bring over. Once you've done that, you have the ability to download the package. So you can either download and install via module loader if you would prefer to do so, or you can connect direct to another instance. So if we want to add to local packages, so we will give this a name and we'll call it Lunch and Learn. Add to local packages. So I've now built that package and I'm able to go and retrieve it from my production instance. Again, I'm going to do, here's one that I made earlier. If I go to packages, these are a list of all the packages. So you'll see that I've just built the Lunch and Learn 16 for the 6th. I'm going to go to connection and I'm going to insert a URL that I did earlier. If I just bring that up 1 second. So copy link, I'm going to insert that there, admin, and then my password. Hit connect. I should get a green tick in a second. There we go. So now I have connected to my production instance. I can see here a list of all of the packages that I'm able to bring across that are custom. I'm going to pull the package that I made earlier. Once you pull the package, not only will it install into the system, it will also install the changes straight away. So I'm just going to bring that up. Oh, of course it has. We'll just disregard the error there. I've obviously done something wrong in my test, but that should pull over straight away and then install. I think it's failed because I've practiced earlier and I've already reinstalled the package, so there's no new configurations that can come over. But you understand the idea and the concept. It is really cool, should save you bags of time. So
I can back you up on that, Emma, too. You did do it earlier and it worked perfectly.
honestly, year and a half I've been having kittens about doing this, and then of course something goes wrong. That's the wonderful demonstration over. I can hear you all applauding already. Just going to move over to a quick recap of 14. I made a recording earlier, so I didn't make any muck-ups like I just have. You can see that we have the new modern UI. It's color-coded. If you hover over whilst on the navigation bar, it shows you a proof of what the module is. The search bar has now become up front and center, so you can see it more visually. Users are able to find it easier. That was one of the main drivers for moving that. They have also updated the yearly calls and meetings, so you can make meetings and calls reoccurring, which is really good. So you're able to say, I'd like this meeting to reoccur every first Friday. So it's kind of more in keeping with Outlook. I use that feature a lot in Outlook, so it's a welcome change in Sugar. Another thing that I did include in this little overview was the sweet spot search. I don't know if you just saw in that video, if I just play it again quickly, you're able to hit Control, Alt and Space bar, and you can say, show me all of the account reports, or show me this account, and it finds the search more granular and a lot quicker, which I find really helpful in my day-to-day. And again, as we mentioned earlier, the consistent color chart reporting, that's also been added into this release as well. So that's just a really short, brief recap for you there. Moving on. There we go. Just some other quick updates for you in Connect. So what you can see here is there are some changes to the UI. So Connect had a little bit of a facelift. The colors are more keeping with core CRM, which I find quite nice actually to look at. I don't mind using the Connect add-on. Now it's more visually appealing. Also, you've got the ability to sync the statuses of your meetings and calls, which again is a really good welcome change in the core CRM. Over to some other updates in market and AI. So some of you may be using Sugar Market. You can see that they've added source codes easily accessible for the forms module, and bot detection has been improved. Hopefully this will make marketing's life a little bit easier. And then with which is relatively new to us all, they have updated the AI dashlet. That the look and feel should, as well as the new action button for next steps, enabling users to create related activities with ease. So hopefully, again, it's a welcome change for the core users of the product. And that is a wrap from me. I am moving over to Trevor. I'm going to duck out gracefully and move over to the Sugar Automate demonstration.
All right. Thank you, Emma, and welcome back. It's great to have you back on the team. Could you do me a favor and let me know if what I'm sharing comes up as well, please?
Of course.
I have no excuse if I make a mistake this time. Okay.
Perfect.
Is my PowerPoint up? Okay. So today I'm going to do a quick introduction to Sugar Automate. As Emma alluded to earlier, Automate was previously known as the customer journey plugin. What this tool allows you to do is create easy to follow visual business processes to compete against Sugar records, which are known as smart guides. Now, each smart guide created by Sugar Automate is an end-to-end process that can be split into color-coded stages like you can see on screen here. Each stage can contain calls, meetings, tasks that the user can complete. Now, to give you the walkthrough, I'm going to actually jump into a live demo instance just to show you the full scope and application of this tool. And Emma, can you just confirm that this is following me around, that we're looking at the SugarCRM now?
You're doing it far better than I did. Yep.
Thank you. You're too kind. Okay. So what we're looking at on screen here is where we can access the smart guides that we've built within this demo instance. So what you saw previously was an example of a plan that we had applied for a new lead that came into our database. But this can be applied to not just leads, it can be used for account management, for opportunities, for case management. Essentially, any process you want your employees and users of Sugar to follow within the CRM, we can set up here. So I'll give you an example. For an account manager, we could apply a plan like this, which quarter over quarter gives them steps to follow with their accounts they're managing, which includes checking the status, support turnover for the account, booking their Q1 meeting, holding the meeting, agreeing an action plan for Q2, all the way through to marking these things as complete. This, over the course of 12 months, is going to help this account manager stay on top of everything they need to do with that key account. Now, in an example of lead journey, so a new lead comes into the system, we've got a really simple smart guide in here, which is going to tell a salesperson what they need to do. Call a lead, gather requirements, confirm customer needs, all the way through to qualifying and creating an opportunity within Sugar. Now, where you actually access this on individual modules, I'll take you through that process in here. And we'll start with the leads example. So I'm going to look at a new lead in my system. I'm going to scroll all the way down here and we'll choose Angela Boyd. So for most of you, this should be familiar. You'll see all the usual Sugar stuff, all the fields that you want to track. Now down here under the Smart Guide segment, we're going to see the template options that we can assign to this specific person. So for Angela, I'm going to apply that lead journey A, which I just showed you a moment ago. Now the Sugar's going and it's pulling that process, and now it's going to apply it to Angela's record for me. And you'll see here, I've got all the prompts and different things I need to do to get Angela from a new lead through to converting this to an opportunity within Sugar. As I go through the process, when I'm on a call with Angela, I simply tick a box. Sugar's going to save it, mark it in green that it's been completed, highlights the next one, which is I'm gathering customer requirements and needs. I tick that one off. And again, it's marked as complete and tracking it on that individual lead record all the way through the different stages. Now, for the end user, if we got this over a longer period of time, as and when they need to complete tasks, they can be set up to come into their active tasks. So anything that we schedule at specific times within Sugar and using those smart guides, all filters in for, so for the end user, they get their prompts and reminders and notifications in the same area. Now, to give you an alternative way we could use this, let's open up an account that we have as an example. I'm going to look at Carlisle Packaging Solutions. So now I'm on the account level. I can come in here, and because this is on the account module, we've got different options on what template can be applied. So I'm not able to go in and apply a lead smart guide to an account level. They're all available in the correct areas. So for my accounts, I've got this yearly account planning plan, which is the same one that I showed you earlier, the Q1 through to Q4. And once this is applied, this is assigned to Jim Brennan on my team. And as and when these tasks need to be completed, when Jim logs into Sugar, he gets notifications and reminders in the same fashion. Everything that's then logged against this is reported on. So for a manager who's looking to see, how is this key account performing, they can come into their smart guides up here through the modules within Sugar. And the system breaks down the progress and momentum of these smart guides against the individual smart guide that it's been applied to. So I can see my Carlisle packaging solution. Right now, it's just been assigned. So there's zero progress, but the momentum is good because I haven't failed to complete any of these tasks. When I'm looking at this green gives me an indicator that right now, all guides that I've set up against my customers are in good health. As we miss out on tasks, as things aren't scheduled or aren't completed, the color in that will change from yellow to orange to red. So you can get that quick visual insight into what's performing well what's in good health and where there's maybe issues that need to be addressed. Now, I'm showing you this been applied to leads and accounts. This is something that we've seen people use for renewals, can be used for customer onboarding, could be used to help on-site installers through all the different things they need to do. So really, any process that you're trying to run through your CRM system, you can get creative and set that up within Sugar. And we can also tie this in with the process definition builder within Sugar as well. So a lead comes in from a website, Sugar is that, and could automatically assign a smart card based on the lead source. So yeah, think of any process that you're trying to run through Sugar. If you've got access to this tool and you haven't been using it and you want to talk and learn more about it, feel free to reach out to myself or Emma. We'd be happy to discuss this, your specific use case, how best we might set that up within SugarCRM. And yeah, it's something you can get creative with. Any process you need your people to follow, we can look at replication that within Sugar and having it all managed through here. So conscious of time, and I want to leave a few minutes for Q&A. So I'm going to stop my screen share and we can jump back into the chat and see if we got anything from the floor that we need to address. Okay, no questions coming in. That means we must have done our job perfectly, Emma.
We smashed it. That's what I'm telling myself.
Okay. And as Emma mentioned, look, we will send on a recording of this. So if you've got colleagues on your team that would benefit from seeing Emma's presentation on the new release, or if you've got someone on your team you think would benefit from learning on Sugar Automate, you know where to reach us. My email address is trevor@providentcrm.com. Emma, is it emma@providentcrm.com?
It is. And again, if you just wanted to go over anything else sugar related, either Trevor or myself are happy to jump on and have a quick conversation, show you how to do something. So it doesn't have to be specifically related to what we've just shown you. It can be anything sugar related. So we'd be happy to have that conversation and help.
Perfect. Okay,
Cool.
I'm going to check one more time, see if we've got any questions. Okay.
We shall
Well,
let you all go and enjoy your dinner.
Exactly. Thank you very much, folks, and thanks, Emma.
Bye.